Hello guys, welcome to the channel. So in today's video, we will discuss begging for regression. In our previous video, we have discussed how we can use begging for classification problem. Now in this video, we will discuss begging for regression. So what is begging for regression? Begging is an ensemble learning technique where multiple regression models are trained on different random subsets of the training data and their predictions are combined to get a final prediction. What it means? The idea behind begging for regression is also same as begging for classification. So in the same way, begging will create number of samples of your main data set, and then suppose I have chosen my base model as linear regression. So that linear regression model will be trained on all the samples of the data. Okay, so that's how begging for regression works. Okay, so the main goal of begging is reducing overfitting, reducing variance, improving prediction stability, and increase accuracy. Okay, so the goal of begging is also same as the begging of classification in regression. Also, okay. So what is the let's understand working of begging for this. Step one, same as classification. You have a data set. It will create samples of your data set. Suppose I have chosen an estimator is equal to 5. Then it will create 5 samples from your main data set. Then step two, I have chosen 5 estimator and it created 5 samples of my data set. And then suppose I have chosen linear regression as my model. So it will train my linear regression model on each sample on on 5 samples. Okay. All the 5 samples it will train my model. Okay. Now step three. Now a new input came for you. So all the models will give their predictions. Okay, suppose house size is 1500 square feet and you are trying to predict the price of the house. So suppose I have chosen decision tree. So suppose decision tree one chosen uh predicted 50 lakhs. Tree 2 predicted 55 lakhs. Tree 3 predicted 52 lakhs. Again, decision tree 4 predicted 53 lakhs. Model 5 predicted 54 lakhs. Now, step 4. Now, take all the predictions and calculate their average. Okay. Calculate, this is how we calculate the average. Okay. Total, add all the samples upon total number of samples. Okay. Now, we got the final prediction. That is my average 52.8 lakhs. That is my final prediction. That is my price of the house. So that is how begging for regression works. Okay. Let's understand how we can perform it practically. Okay. So this is my data set. I have used this data set previously in my previous video also. So here in this data set, I'm analyzing salary of employees based on their years of experience. Okay, so let's understand how we can use begging for regression on this data set. Okay, let's import pandas as ed, load your data set ed.read/csv. Now right click, copy path. I will paste it here. I will check my data dot head. My data is loaded or not by checking its first 3 rows. So yeah, my data gets loaded and these are my first 3 rows. Now let's take input column into x and output column into y. Okay. Simply data.ilog. Give me all rows, give me all column, but don't give me the last column. That is my output column. Although I have only 2 columns, so my data, I'm taking output in Y. So I will give salary. Okay. Now, now let's split the dataset into 80% for the training and 20% for the testing. Okay. So from sklearn dot model selection, import train test split, train test split. Now I will take my all four variables x train, x test, y train, and y test is equal to, I will call my train test split. Now I will give my x and y variables. I will give test size is equal to 0.2. I want 20% as my testing data. Random state I will give 42. Now my data gets split into training and 80% for the training and 20% for the testing. Now let's import bagging regression from sklearn dot sklearn dot ensemble import bagging regression because we are dealing with the regression problem. So I've imported bagging regression. Now I will import random forest regressor also from sklearn dot ensemble import random forest regression. Now what which model you want to give your which model you want to give to the bagging regressor as your base model. Suppose I am taking linear regression, sorry, linear regression. So from sklearn dot linear model, I am taking linear regression. Okay. Now let's make an object bg. Call your bagging regressor. Okay. Now your base model is your linear regression. So give linear regression. Now what estimators you want to give means how many samples, in how many sample it should divide your data set. Suppose I'm taking 40. Okay. Now I will fit my training data into it. Bg.fit x train, comma y train. Okay. It gets fitted. Now let's check accuracy on both training and testing. Y test into 100. I will simply copy this. Okay. I will pass X test here and sorry, I have done a mistake. Train and Y test. Now 97 for the training and 89% for the testing. So you can see it is a problem of overfitting. There are many ways I have already explained to fix overfitting. You can change your base model also. You can check. You can take another model for the as your base model for bagging regressor. Okay, so I am not like changing my model now. So now next I will create an object for random forest classifier, random forest regressor. Sorry, and here it will basically its base model is always the decision tree. Okay, so suppose I am taking an estimator. I'm taking suppose 50 times. divide my do sampling of my main data set. Okay. Now RF, I will simply copy this. I'll change this to RF. Now, now let's check accuracy on my random forest regressor RF dot and RF dot. Okay. So it is also giving it is also a case of overfitting. Let's limit its max depth. Suppose I will give 5. Let's see. No, no change. Let's take 4. Little bit change. 95. There are 4% of difference. Let's check 3. No, not working on 3. Let's check 6. So yeah, it is giving it is a difference of 4% accuracy. You can check on different numbers of max depth. Okay. So we have discussed how we can use begging for regression by both way begging regressor and by creating by giving a base model to my begging regressor and by random forest regressor. So this is how begging for regression works. So that's all in this video. In the next video we will discuss boosting. Okay, thank you.